Shadar here, and this video is talking about my belief on what happens when you die. Now, every faith typically has their own belief on what happens. You might receive judgment, you might just be in the ground to be risen up again, or you might go through a series of rebirths until a goal is achieved. But in Wicca, there isn't really an established belief on what happens when you die. Some believe in reincarnation, others don't. It just depends with the individual. So going back to me, what do I believe happens? Well, I believe that when you die, you suffer two deaths. You suffer a spiritual death and you suffer a physical death. Of course, death is physical, but as well, in my belief, it's spiritual. During physical death, your meat, bones, blood, everything decomposes into simpler, simpler aspects as they're broken down, by fungi when they break it down, and you just become, physically speaking, you become one with the earth. But I believe also you suffer spiritual death because then your soul goes from being within your body to going into a different place of existence. Where that place is, I don't know. I wouldn't, some call it the spirit world, something like that, but I believe that everything is connected. There isn't an independent world away from the universe. I see everything as tied together. So if anything, the quote spirit world wouldn't be some different realm or some alternate universe or whatever. It'll be within our own universe. It's just your spirit is going somewhere that we as humans physically rarely experience. We rarely perceive. So with that, I also believe that once you die, the things that you've done in this physical life, I believe it. In the end, it doesn't matter once you're dead, because I don't think. Okay, like some people like to say, okay, so you believe that Hitler goes to heaven? I don't. And then my answer would be, I don't believe in a heaven or a hell. You know, I believe that once you're gone, you're gone. Some spirits are a bit more tied into the physical realm than others, but Hitler, would he go to hell or a purgatory? I don't believe so. And I say that because he, in my opinion, or and any other person who does bad, it's just that Hitler is the most popular example of. Also, where do you think so and so goes? It's usually Hitler or Osama bin Laden or something like that. So I believe that, yeah, he was a terrible person. All people on that level of evil, holy shit. Now, would the world be better without him? Definitely. But do I think he's somewhere burning in hell? No, because I believe that essentially the spirit is pure. The spirit is, has, of course, that balance between light and dark. But I also believe that one shouldn't be judged for the life that they live, because when it comes to things like environmental factors and how they were raised, or if they had any, issues at birth, like mental, emotional issues, then of course that's going to taint their judgment, their actions, and things like that, and how they interact with the world. So I don't believe someone should burn. Like, that's like saying a person who is mentally handicapped who kills someone, should he go to hell, or should he go to a place of punishment? No, because it's not his fault in the end, because he just had an imbalance. That's all it is, in my opinion. It's an imbalance. So I and I also believe that when it comes to the wholeness of deity being the manifestation of all creatures, of all things, of all existence in one form, the whole of the universe, I believe that it doesn't matter, because it's subjective. Depending on which side of the fence you are, you might see something as good, you might see something as bad. A good example, if you look at the Iraq War, from an American perspective, well, besides the line that got us into the war, as far as handling terrorists and stuff like that, we, the American people in general, see us going to war to kill Osama bin Laden and all kinds of dictators. We may see that as being, most of us see that as being good. Whereas somebody who's the person doing the oppressing on the other side, who would receive our force, our military force, they might see that as bad and see us as evil, because we're people who are alien to them virtually. We don't share any of their beliefs. We don't share any of their traditions or culture. They might see us as essentially the great American devil coming to destroy their way of life so that we can implement our own rules and standards of living. Now, do I believe that? Hell no. I believe that if people are doing bad in the world and if they can't be stopped by diplomatic means, kill them. I mean, if you can't try and bribe them, if you can't try and just be forgiving and be sincere and be honest and humane about it, then eventually, if they're continuously causing all types of harm to a whole entire group of people, yeah, definitely, there isn't much that you can do because you have a moral obligation to protect others. And if that one person has to die to protect all sorts of innocence, then so be it. But once you die, I don't think that carries on with you. Now, does that mark your soul? Yeah, because that's something that, once you do it, like someone who murders someone, that's a mark upon their soul, whether it's for good or bad intentions, because you kill someone. But do I think that'll eventually build up to the point where you can't leave this world, or you're stuck in some type of in-between place? No. It might make a mark so that your spirit will remember, you'll have that impression, but I don't think that one would be or should be punished because, you know, there are all types of imbalances that one can suffer in life, and, to just make someone burn for eternity, that's just not right in my opinion, so, yeah, that's what I think. Once you die, you suffer. Well, you're not suffering since you're dead. You can't interpret feeling as far as physical sensation. So you go have a physical, spiritual death. They go to separate ways. Physical death, you become one with the earth. With a spiritual death, you become one with the universe. All that there is. The great. You just become one of all. But I also do believe in reincarnation, because from a physical death, it's obvious how reincarnation can be had in a physical death, because all the nutrients, all the things that are in your body return to the earth. The earth then uses that energy via plants. The plants get eaten by herbivores and carnivores, and it's just a cycle. So you do eventually live through. And I also believe in reincarnation and spiritual death, because your soul, depending on, you know, what, how your soul, the impressions your soul has during your physical life, depending on what that is, you might become one with the whole of the universe. And the thing with the universe is that everything is reused. So eventually you'll be used, and the essence of your creation will become one with everything, with the leaves, with the breath, with everything, the plants, all things, ground and air, sea and land, will all contain a part of you, and that'll eventually be reused, and you won't, in essence, I don't believe you'll in essence have, memory or whatever, that kind of stuff, but I believe that, yeah, eventually we'll all go through reincarnation, though we may not have the memories that are usually associated with it, but it depends on the situation and what the person did during their life. And by life, I mean the combination of the physical and spiritual being brought together creates a spark of life, the union between the God and the goddess of darkness and of light. So yeah, I actually like this video. So yeah, that's what I believe. Everything that you do in this world matters up until the point that you die, and then that all ceases to exist, and then everything is just returned, and it's like a blank slate. So that's what I personally believe. So this is Ishidar here. Thanks for watching my video. Damn it, I did it wrong again. This is the second video I did it wrong. This is Ishidar here. Thanks for watching. Bye.